Hey y'all, welcome to the Kickstands Up Radio Clubhouse. I'm your host, the Rebel Rider Tony P. Today we've got a great episode for you. Saddle up, pour that drink, and let's get started right now.
Oh yeah, now this is a biker bar.
Welcome to Kickstands Up Radio, the podcast where we discuss all things motorcycles, from the latest gear to the best routes for your group ride. Here's your host, the Harley hooligan, Rebel Rider Tony P, and he's here to rev up your engines and tickle your funny bone. So grab a cold one, pull up a leather seat, and let's ride into the hilarious world of biker culture. Just remember, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room in the garage.
Excuse me, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Oh, I can't wait for this one. I cannot wait to hear from you guys on this one. Again, I was scrolling through Bookface, scrolling through TikTok, and I come across this video in the Reels orders. And it shows Amazon, which we all love Amazon. I know I do. I buy from there almost on a daily basis. But Amazon workers, they package these products up, they ship them out, you get them in pretty quickly, in most cases 1 to 2 days. Who doesn't love Amazon? Amazon drivers, on the other hand, wow, just wow. Take a look at this video and tell me who was in the wrong, who was in the right. This group of riders, forgive me, I don't know what state this is or even what highway they were on, but this group of riders was out and they was pretty much controlling the highway. Cops had the highway shut down, but this Amazon delivery driver decided to take it upon themselves. Now, I don't know if it was a male or a female. I'm pretty sure it was probably a male, but they took it upon themselves to, pretty much not worry about the shutdown of the highway or the highway takeover. Cuts through the bikers, in the process hitting 1 or 2 of them. My question for you, and I'd love to hear your comments on this, is who was in the wrong? The bikers with the roadway takeover or the Amazon driver? I have my thoughts, but I want to hear yours. All right, listen. What I want to talk about right now is something I found online. I was rolling through Bookface and I found this in this group that I belong to, and I can't remember the name of the group. I apologize. But multiple people were talking about it because they're looking to buy a new ride. And we're talking about Harley, okay? Now, any of you Harley CEOs, owners, presidents, whatever, it doesn't matter if you're a dealer owner, we need answers. We mean the consumers. We need answers. What the hell? Harley, they've been a symbol of American ingenuity, biking heritage, but lately they've left a lot of fans scratching their heads and their wallets with their latest pricing strategy. Case in point, the 2024 and the 2025 Street Glide models. On the surface, and even after a much deeper dive in and closer inspection, these bikes are virtually identical. No changes. Same engine, same frame, same features. So, why in the hell is the 2025 model over $2,000 more expensive than its predecessor? Let's break it down real quick. There's no major upgrades. Like I said, damn near identical. Usually a price hike, it'll come with new bells and whistles, updated tech, improved performance, or even minor aesthetic changes. But the 25 Glide, there's nothing new to justify this jump in price. It's not it's not sporting any revolutionary engine or groundbreaking design updates. Riders are essentially getting the exact same bike as the 24 model, which begs the question, is Harley banking on brand loyalty to cover this gap? You know, some people say inflation is the excuse. Yeah, inflation is a reality, and production costs are rising across the industries, but over $2,000 jump in 1 year, to me, that feels a little bit excessive. Even facing the economic pressures that we do today, Harley enthusiasts, we've weathered their fair share of premium pricing. But this move, honestly, it feels like a blatant cash grab. I mean, Harley, are you pushing loyal riders away by doing this? Maybe you should take a listen to this episode and listen to our listeners who are going to be commenting on this post. You know, Harley, I mean, they've been working to attract younger riders, but moves like this could really alienate their core audience. Longtime riders like myself and a lot of buddies that I ride with who've been loyal to the brand through thick and thin. Pricing the Street Glide out of reach like this without significant improvements could leave those customers wondering if loyalty is really being taken for granted. To me, it's a dangerous gamble. Harley's decision could backfire with competitors like Indian, BMW, offering more innovation for similar or even lower price points. Riders may start exploring other brands, even in an era where every dollar counts. Harley's gamble could cost them more than just a few sales. My thoughts, okay, Harley, we love your bikes, but seriously, what in the everlasting fuck are you thinking? Riders aren't stupid. They see through the inflated price tag with no tangible value added. If this is Harley's way of cashing in on its own name, it's a dangerous road to take. It's time to get back to the drawing board, guys and gals, or at least offer an explanation that doesn't insult the intelligence and bank accounts of your loyal fans. Guys, I got a new top 10 list here for you, and this is 10 powerful cruiser bikes that even short riders, yes, like myself, can enjoy. Now, I'm going to start off by saying I don't ride any one of these. I ride an Ultra Classic. But even short riders can enjoy these bikes on this list. And let's face it, riding a tall bike when you're vertically challenged like me can feel like trying to ride a giraffe. Sure, you can make it work with enough training, but one brain fade and boom, you're picking your bike up off the ground along with your ego. Who needs that kind of stress? Now, the cruiser market, I mean, it seems like a lifesaver for some. It's full of great bikes, low seat heights, and if you're short like I am, but you want something a little more rampant, sit your ass in the saddle, turn it up loud, and stay tuned in. Now, to keep performance as a focus, all the bikes here have over 100 horsepower. In order to give you the most up-to-date and accurate information possible, the data that I got and I used to compile this, it was sourced from multiple manufacturer sites including Triumph, Harley, as well as other sources. The motorcycles in this list are rated according to horsepower. And I'm going to start off with number 10, the Harley Breakout 117. For experienced short riders with a love of horsepower and a slight psychotic streak and heavy, yeah, sure. Worth it? Absolutely. Just don't skip leg day at the gyms. You'll need it to manage this beast. It's got 101 horse. The Breakout returned to Harley's cruiser lineup in 23 with 117 cubic inch air-cooled V-twin. The dedicated forward controls and weight mean this is not something for new riders. New riders just can't easily step up to it and think it's for them. I mean, honestly, they can't. But if you're an experienced rider that's on the shorter side, this is a great scoop. It's got a 25 and a half inch seat height. It's V-twin, air-cooled, 1,917 cc with 125 foot-pounds of maximum torque. 6-speed transmission, and it's tipping the wrestling scales at about 683 pounds. Like the Breakout's cooler cousin from the West Coast, it's got style, the power, and just enough weight to remind you that you're working hard for your fun. With 103 horsepower, the 24 Harley's Lowrider. If you are more of a fan of West Coast style cruisers, then the Lowrider S will be a better option to you than the Breakout. It offers more natural riding position with mid controls, same powerful 117 engine. The ST stands out a little more in terms of design, but those added comfort features also add a fair bit of weight. With that being said, it certainly isn't light. 27-inch seat height, and again that V-twin air-cooled 1,917 cc engine with 125 foot-pounds of maximum torque and that 6-speed transmission. This comes in at a weight class of a bariatric measure at about 679 pounds. Number 8, venturing away from the Harley spotlight, is the Indian Scout Bobber. Its low seat height, its modern engine, and a design so slick it practically screams Instagram me. It's lightweight, it's easy to handle, and it's a crowd pleaser. 105 horsepower, the 25 Scout Bobber Indian bike with a seat height of 25 and a half inches. The Scout has the lowest seat height in a class of motorcycles that already offers low seat heights. It makes power in a very different way than its Harley rivals. It's a liquid cooled V-twin, so it won't have the same punch as some Harleys, but with so much less weight it could feel just as powerful, in theory anyway. Again, it's 25 and a half inch seat height, V-twin liquid cooled engine, 1,250 cc with 82 foot-pounds of torque, 6-speed transmission. It weighs in at 528 pounds. It's almost too scary for beginners. Now don't cringe at number 7 here. Number 7 is the Evoque 6061 GT. Evoque 6061 GT. The only electric cruiser on the market. And it's got torque for days. It's got more torque than your mom's minivan and some city buses. It's so quiet you'll hear your buddies yelling, "Wait, that's electric." 121 horse on an electric bike. I mean, by being the only electric cruiser currently on the market, the Evoque has a first mover advantage, if you would. Everything about this electric bike is huge, aside from the seat height. With a non verified claimed range of over 400 miles per charge and more torque than the average city bus, we can't really say much more until we can actually get a real world review. But the spec sheet sure is impressive. 29.1 inch seat height. It's a permanent magnet motor, synchronous motor, multi wound. It's liquid cooled battery. It has a capacity of 29.8 kilowatt hours, 152 foot pounds of torque, and an automatic transmission. It's a direct drive automatic transmission. Tips the scales at 705 pounds. And number 6, the Harley Davidson Sportster S. Y'all, old school Harley vibes meets the 21st century tech. Forward controls, sleek design, and just enough power to keep things interesting. 121 horse, Revo Max 1250 V-twin engine has well and truly brought the Sportster range to the 21st century. Forward controls, pretty low seat height, and it also still hits the right cruiser notes. This new age Sportster is no longer an entry level motorcycle, so now you can stop teasing your buddies about being a chick's bike. It mixes with some of the best muscle cruisers on the market. 28.9 inch seat height, V-twin liquid cooled 1250 cc engine with 93 foot pounds of torque. 6-speed tranny, and its weight, it's gift wrapped for you at only 502 pounds. I mean, that's lightweight. Breaking the top 5 is our Arch KRGT 1. Listen, this isn't just a motorcycle, it's a lifestyle. The founders of the Arch motorcycle are Gard Hollinger and, you guessed it, Keanu Reeves. Now, they've really primed the game. This KRGT, it's basically a two-wheeled Bentley. Short, tall, doesn't matter. Arch will tailor this baby to fit you like a $5,000 suit. It's got 122 horse. Now, while the electric Evoque might seem the most outlandish option, the KRGT1 is, by some margins, the most expensive bike on the market as far as cruisers go. And you ask me how much? Well, it starts around $85,000. And it'll go up from there depending on what package you choose. However, this is a bespoke, one-of-a-kind motorcycle. And to the company's credit, Arch will tailor the ergonomics to the specific rider. So no matter what weight and height, it'll fit you like a glove or an expensive tailored suit. On average, the seat height is about 27.8 inches, V-twin, air-cooled, 2,032 cc engine, 115 foot-pounds of torque, 6-speed tranny, and its dry weight is right at 596 pounds. So, this is going to scream for sure. Number 4 is the Suzuki Boulevard M109R. Bang for your buck? This bike wrote the book. It's old school cool with a modern punch, proving that some classics never go out of style. 128 horse. It's pretty hard to make an argument against it. It's an aging platform, but Suzuki, um, they've never been shy of squeezing one last new paint job out of a bike before giving it a proper refresh. Uh, if you're not a fan of the new color options, last year's Boss is still listed on the site and is certainly still around. Seat height is right at 27.8 inches. Liquid cooled V twin 1,783cc engine and 118 foot pounds of torque. It's got a 5-speed transmission instead of the 6 that you see on most cruisers. So it's weighing in right at 764 pounds. It's the most powerful cruiser under $20,000 that produces 130 horses. Now, I know you're going to ask, 764 pounds, 5-speed transmission, where is the weight? Well, if you own one, tell me. Let us know. Would love to hear it. Guys, before I go on to our top 3, let's take a minute here and thank our sponsors, rebelroadauthentic.com. Make sure you get over there and pay them a visit. Support small businesses. They're the ones that support us.
At this time, we'd like to thank one of our sponsors, Rebel Road Authentic. If you're in need of any custom decals, including motorcycle helmet decals or tank decals, reach out to them at rebelroadauthentic@outlook.com. Or you can visit their website and message them directly, rebelroadauthentic.com. They have the largest selection of fonts available online and other unique one-of-a-kind gifts, personalized t-shirts, drink tumblers, and as a special gift to our listeners, if you use your coupon code RADIO at checkout, you will receive a 15% off discount.
Welcome back. Number 3, this is our Ducati DeVal V4. Now, the purists, they might argue the Ducati is not a cruiser, but who cares? It's a Ducati with a V4 engine and enough horsepower to blow your hair back, if you had any. 168 horse, the 24 Ducati DeVal V4 cruiser. On the road, some purists are not willing to call this a cruiser, but it is. It has a V4 engine. Power is naturally not in short supply, but the seat height is a little higher than the average cruiser at 31 inches. It's the only Ducati option now, as the DFL is going to bid us adieu this year. But we're sure it'll return with a V4 at some point in the not too distant future. It's got that 31-inch seat height, V4 engine, liquid cooled liquid cooled 1,158 cc engine with 93 foot-pounds of torque, and it's got that 6-speed transmission. And guys, the weight on this is only 492 pounds, dry weight, of course. That's pretty goddamn light, in my opinion. Number 2, the Buell Super Cruiser. Are you ready for this? This bike is scheduled for release sometime this year, late this year, in 25. This bike's got hype. It's got power. And it's a design that's been through more revisions than a damn reality TV script. But hey, if you're patient, it could be worth the wait. With 175 horsepower, the Buell Super Cruiser, one thing that can't be disputed is it's generated a fair bit of interest since it was announced. What is still a little uncertain is the stability of the brand itself. But so far, all the promises, they've been kept. To a degree, of course. After the initial debut, several changes have been made to the bike, and it'll look a fair bit different from the previous press release pictures once it's out in full production. So, if you've seen pictures, you have an interest in this bike, it's going to look different than what you initially first saw. So, keep that in mind. If you're willing to wait until the fall of 25, this might well be one of the most exciting bikes on this list. 29-inch seat height, liquid-cooled V-twin engine, 1,190 cc's. Its maximum torque is right at about 101 foot-pounds, 6-speed transmission, and only 450 pounds dry weight. Drum roll, please. Number 1, the Triumph Rocket 3 Storm. The king of power cruisers. It's not just a bike, it's a rocket ship on 2 wheels. With enough torque to tow a small house, this is the bike you would buy when you want to flex on everyone. 180 horse, the 24 Triumph Rocket 3 Storm R might as well just be a rocket, to put it politely. Listen, it's not the prettiest bike. The latest edition is a big improvement. It is also a purposeful motorcycle. So, if your purpose is pure performance, quite literally a bike you would buy just for the engine alone, as it packs more power and torque than any other cruiser currently on the market. Its specs are, well, to put it lightly, seat height is 30.4 inches. Its engine type is a inline 3, liquid cooled, 2,458 cc engine. Maximum torque is 166 foot-pounds with a 6-speed transmission and weighing in at the weight of 699 pounds. Now listen, that concludes our top 10 of these cruisers. I'd love to hear from you. Y'all have been quiet the past couple of episodes. Drop us a line. Leave us a message. Let us know what you think. Any ideas for future episodes. We're here to listen. Until next time, y'all, keep the shiny side up, the rubber side down, and the breeze between the knees. Peace out. We'll see you out there on the road.